WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Warmer.
Wally Warmer here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the chew germ. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback. And take us along with you. As I like to say, that's my favorite commercial. Thank you all so much for tuning into Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. We encourage you to call in, join Hood Research. As we have you to be with us, we have a afternoon that you're invited to each Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on a telephone. You don't have to leave your home. You don't have to leave your easy chair, or your bed, your backyard, or whatever. You just dial in. And that number is 1-978-990-5000. The access code is 338729. Press the pound key and join us each Saturday at 3 p.m. We are expecting a guest today.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Thank you to everybody out there watching, viewing. Put your prayers out for Brother Timothy Smith, our main guy, Tim Live. He is back down at the studio.
Dun, da, 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 da.
I'm telling you, ain't nothing like having an engine. We got 2 engineers in the house with us today, Brother Flip and Brother Tim. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great show. And everybody out there, just, tune in.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit ombudsman.
She up and ready to go.
I've always been a runner. But I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer? Say yes, sir!
Yes.
Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends.
I don't want to say good morning to
I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
And
Sylvia.
Oh yeah, Sylvia.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broden.
And I am the BDM Pinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you.
Feedback. 0342 868-0351 or 868-4336 for you to call in and join us this morning. There are many things that have been going on, I guess, on the national scene. The president got one of his plans.
One of those bills passed?
Yeah, passed. And I guess it's gone to the Senate now, and they're expecting it to be an easy win. And this is the one for infrastructure. And by infrastructure, they mean the roads, the bridges, and these kinds of projects will generate a lot of employment throughout the United States. So I'm looking forward to that taking place because, as people around here know, we have potholes up to gazoo. Some years ago, someone told me that if you hit a pothole that was on a state road and it caused your tire to flatten, your rim to bend, etc., that you could call the state. Mm-hmm. And there's a department that is supposed to reimburse you, because our roads are not supposed to be that horrible. Now, in the city of Detroit, there may be some people who still don't know, all of the roads in this city are not maintained by Detroit, okay? There are county roads, state roads, federal roads, and city roads. Mm-hmm. Those with the numbers like 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 mile, those are county. The county's supposed to make sure that they're maintained and all of that. The streets with the names, basically even McNichols, those are city roads. So it's interesting that part of 6 Mile is McNichols and part of it is
6 Mile.
Mm-hmm. Then you have I-94. The I means it goes from state to state, and that's a federal road, and the sign is red, white, and blue. Mm-hmm. The numbers on the signs on streets like Woodward, Michigan, those are state roads, and the signs are white. And the other roads, some of them, M39, that's state, 96, that's state too.
M10,
mm-hmm.
M59.
Right, that's state. So that's who's supposed to take care of them. So to blame the city for every pothole in Detroit is not quite accurate. Schaefer is a county road. Greenfield is county. And so you have a number of things to learn about the city in which you live. And you know, the day to day, it's after the election that we had this past Tuesday, and there were some people who were perfectly satisfied with the way it turned out, and there were some people who don't understand how we are at a disadvantage because of the way it turned out. But anyway, there's some other thoughts that people have about it, and you're welcome to call in and talk about that if you desire. The Proposal R did pass, and I'm looking forward to the committee that they're going to put together. And I do intend to call and find out about the process, who's going to choose the members of the committee, if there's going to be a town hall meeting for the community to weigh in on it, you know, that kind of thing. I'm expecting to
well, they better do that.
Place.
I mean, because we came out to support it because we believe that it's going to be inclusive of everybody in the city.
Right.
So. And
then what's interesting is there were those who did not want Proposal S to pass. So guess what? They said, oh, well, what we'll do, we will hide it on the back of the ballot. Who turns a ballot over anyway? You know, I mean, just crazy. But anyway.
But the language on Proposal S was so strange, you know.
Yeah. It was complicated only because the city charter is not familiar enough to enough people to even read it. How many people even own a charter? You can buy one from the clerk's office downtown. And that gives you guidelines of how departments and the responsibilities of elected officials are supposed to be handled. Most people don't read the charter to know that what that particular proposal was doing was giving the voters an opportunity to determine how much money, where, what the money was to be used for, etc.
But it almost made it sound like they really weren't in charge of that, because the proposal was sort of written like even though they got a little bit of say about the budget, they don't necessarily have to say about how it's going to be spent. It was really strange the way they wrote that proposal.
It was separate from, that proposal is separate from the budget, though. It was not giving you the opportunity, responsibility, or authority to change anything in the budget. The mayor is supposed to have meetings at a minimum of 8 a year. Then he puts the budget together, he in the finance department, and by April he presents it to the council. The council reviews the budget, and they either agree with all of it or they say, well, you know, most of it is okay, but over here you need to do X, Y, Z. And that was not going to change. But for the residents to have a proposal on the ballot that said, hey, you know, out of the general fund, we want you to take $2 million and reimburse the, you know, residents for the overtaxation. A friend of mine was overtaxed about $6,000, and she put a big sign in her front yard to indicate
one of those yellow signs.
She had a huge sign. She said, "I want you to know I was overcharged."
Yeah, I saw those signs.
Yes. Oh boy, it was interesting. But anyway, that's a kind of thing that, with the approval of Proposal S, the residents would have had the authority to do. And we do have a general fund. And right now, the general fund is quite fat, F-A-T. That means full. That means extra. That means surplus. That means who's going to get that money? You know who's in charge of the general fund.
Well, you got to blame Janice Winfrey. Let's just be honest. She's the head of the election commission. I mean, you're supposed, one of your main jobs is to what? Bring the public up to speed on what these proposals are about.
Mm-hmm.
You go out, you do, like you said, community meetings. Let's discuss what's on the ballot. But that didn't even happen.
That's something that could be in the charter, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
The responsibility for the clerk to have X number of meetings a year. She could have 8 a year. The council is required to have 8 a year. And the meetings I'm talking about are in the community with the community. Not in a city county building where you can't find a parking spot.
They got rid of the citizen district councils. So.
Oh, yes. There's, I don't know, there's maybe one still running in Jefferson Chalmers. And you can thank the mayor that came in 94 after, underline the word after, Mayor Coleman Alexander Young.
Wipe this out.
Then the text was, his name was Dennis, somebody called him Dennis the Menace. I'm like, oh my goodness. But he did a lot of damage to the people in this community. He really did. Anyway, I'm anxious to hear a few things in our information category. March the 27th comes to mind.
Right. Yes, folks. We got the books in here so everybody can see it right out front. The information.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, go online and order the book. Get the book. It's a good book. You would ask Flip, our engineer, what his birthday was today.
March the 27th.
March 27th. Let's see what the affirmation is for that day. And folks, these are good, especially if you have children. They talk about inventors and dignitaries and you name it. We've done so much in this society to just be marginalized. It's totally ridiculous. That's why you got to watch Feedback, because you're going to get some love every Monday. Let's see, March 27th. First of all, the gentleman he has representing March 27th is Joseph Hayne Rainey. He was a U.S. congressman, a barber, and a baker who became the first African-American to be elected and seated in the House of Representatives. How about that? Hold on a minute.
Say that again.
Yes, the first representative, black representative, in the House of Representatives, and he was elected in 1865. Dang, right out of
1865?
Yeah, right out of beginning of Reconstruction. My goodness. He was a Republican now. We all know the Republicans back then are the Democrats of today. Let's just be honest. A Republican county chairman from 1868 to 1876. I'm sorry, 1868 was when he was elected.
Oh, okay.
He was a member of the executive committee of the South Carolina Republican Party and a delegate to the South Carolina Constitutional Convention and a state senator. This brother was making it happen.
And his name again?
Joseph Hayne Rainey. All right.
Hayne Rainey, wow.
Ma Rainey, maybe related to Ma Rainey.
Yeah. Hey.
It's all about love. Now, on this day in history, who was born on this day? Okay, wow. America's first boxing champion. Born in Washington, D.C. Wow, 1784. No, it was a guy named Tom Molyneux. Nobody know that. The black guy was knocking cats out way back.
Wow.
How about that?
And the date again was?
He was born in 1784.
Wow.
But I guess he won the championship in 1818.
Oh, okay.
All right. Born in Washington, D.C. Tom Molyneux, folks. So look that up. Last name, Molyneux, Molineaux. So he probably was passing.
Molyneux, yeah.
Sound like a Creole name. Oh, my goodness. Now, let's see who we got here. Oh, we got somebody born in Detroit, folks. I love it. We got a Detroiter finally. 1944. Jesse Brown, the first African-American U.S. Secretary of Veteran Affairs.
Oh.
How about that? Born in Detroit, Michigan. All right.
Born in 1945.
44.
Jesse Brown.
Jesse Brown. Okay, I didn't know that. We got to look him up
who's
here.
president and
Well, he was a first Secretary of Veteran Affairs. That probably was under Carter administration or something like that.
Okay.
Because you got to figure that was when we started getting jobs in the cabinet levels. Because they don't have a date down for when you received this position as U.S. Secretary of Veterans
Affairs.
But I'm figuring it probably was under Carter.
Carter? Okay.
Yeah, that makes, because I remember Sam Pierce.
And that was what year?
That, probably in the 70s sometime.
70s.
76, something like that. So he was a young fella. 30-something, moving his moves.
Wow.
Maybe it was later on. Who knows? I don't know. They ain't got a date down here, but we know he was the first.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. We'll look all that up later.
Jesse Brown.
And, of course, for all you football buffs, this one for you, Brother Flip. Randall Cunningham was born on your birthday, baby. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. To be honest with you, I think Randall Cunningham was the first brother to really get people excited about black quarterbacks. Because he was a running quarterback. He could do it all. And he led Philadelphia to the playoffs a couple of years. And he was the first one to get a little love. Maybe did a few commercials and things. So, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Hey.
And we had a lot of black quarterbacks before that, but they didn't get the recognition. John Gilliam played with the Steelers in the 70s. And I forgot the brother's name. He used to play for the Rams. And so look at that. They calling on my phone. We got to turn these phones off. I forgot about that.
They didn't want blacks to be quarterbacks.
No, they still don't. I mean, you get all these doggone prognosticators, and most of them are white guys, and they come on, and they like, well, the guy was okay. They don't want to give credit because they see it's changing. It's changing, Miss Broughton. It takes time, and it's changing. I think what a lot of these guys got to recognize is people like you who go out front and battle the systems that are wrong and put them in a position to thrive from this. That's why they got to come back and do more for the community. These guys are making lots of money, and they're doing well. Invest in these organizations out here in your cities. Come on now. You know what we need. We need funding. We need more money. We need resources because we're doing a lot of work on the ground, putting on shows like this, Feedback. A lot of these Lions guys, they don't realize people went to bat for you guys to make it easier for you to make these fat checks. It ain't easy.
Oh, yeah.
It is not easy. But Miss Broughton, you are definitely always pushing the envelope on black entrepreneurship. And, you know, we're going to have a young brother on later on today in the show that's talking about good fathers and putting them out front and working with the children. Encourage me, I'm young. Brother Calvin, man, a lot of people know him out there. He's been doing good work for at least 15 years now. So, I mean, you got to get out there and get started. Hood Research, going on 30 years this year. So, just want to say you've been doing good work. 3 decades is a long time.
Ooh, yes, it is. Now that you mention it.
And folks, that's what it's about. It's that perseverance. Miss Broughton cares so much about this city and about her people. And that's why we want you to join Hood Research. You're getting so we do so much to get you in. And we give you so many goodies, T-shirts and little notepads. And I'm going to give you a little thing to hold your cell phone. And $20 membership for a year. Come on in. Business is $40. You know, all y'all cats got little businesses even started something. $40. Get involved. Because that Saturday phone call, Miss Broughton, it's always somebody on there you got to know.
We really enjoy that. Let me tell you. This past Saturday, now we're supposed to go from 3 until 6. We were actually on the phone conferencing until 7 o'clock.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, man.
My goodness.
And I think it was Keith that called in, and he was saying, hey, it's still going. It's 6:15, you know. Because
once you get a hot topic, everybody get involved.
Yes, and they want to keep going.
And
that's
folks,
exactly
it's just not here in Detroit. These people call from all over the country, sometimes all over the world. And
That's true.
You get all type of folks on there. So that's important.
Yes.
So besides this whole piece with the voting, Ms. Broughton, what else you want to talk about? We got about 4 minutes before we get to the break.
Well, one, we have to include Tim. Tim is May the 1st. We were supposed to do those two. So you can look up Tim's.
That's right. Tim was May the 21st. What? Let's look up Tim right quick. Tim, I'm telling you, the extraordinary We love Tim. That's what I like about being on this station. It's like a family down here, folks. I mean, all of us are family. When you get a show, you become part of the family.
It's a family affair.
It is a family affair. And that's what's important. I mean, come on. R.J. Watkins been doing this a long time, and the station is really nice. I'm telling you. Come on down. Call Miss Broughton up and say, look, I want to be on the show. I got a business. I'm doing something. Man, you on down here on a Monday. Get on up. Well, let's see who we got here. Represented on May 21st, Sarah Marie Delaney. She's a librarian and a bibliotherapist. She was born February 26, 1889 in Rochester, New York. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Librarian at the 135th Street branch of the New York Public Library from 1920 to 1923. When the Harlem area had shifted from a neighborhood of Irish, Jews, and Italians. Now, did you guys know that? Harlem was mainly Irish, Jews, and Italians. Before the black people said, look, this is our town now. Before the African Americans took it over, she was the head librarian at the Veterans Administration in Tuskegee, Alabama from 1924 all the way to 1958, where she was a pioneer bibliotherapist. All right, so hey, that's what it's about. She dealt with the treatment of patients through selected reading. All right, so when you do reading, that's like therapy. Okay, folks, we need to do more reading. That's for sure. And let's see who we got born on this day. Real quick, Tim out there, if you're listening, Thomas Wright. You folks know him as Fats Waller. All right. The organ and jazz pianist. Yes. Born in New York City. Yes, indeed, in 1943. 1904. I'm sorry.
04?
04,
okay.
Right. And, Fats Waller, everybody know Fats Waller. They know that name. But it's
they know that song, I Found My Thrill on Blueberry Hill. That was one of the popular songs he did.
Let's get you. Yeah. And let's see who else we got here. A guy named Lawrence Terrell. Oh, my God, Lawrence Terrell. That's Mr. T. Born on your birthday, Timmy Tim. Oh, my goodness. Mr. T, born in Chicago, Illinois in 1952. So, folks, his real name is Lawrence Terrell. And he was a bodyguard for Muhammad Ali. That's how he became famous. And what's his name put him out front? Sylvester Stallone put him in his movie. Yeah. Rocky 3, I'm sorry. Rocky 3 as Clubber Lang. Yeah. And his popularity took off. He was on the A-Team show. And ever since then, everybody knows Mr. T is the name. So there it is. You got a call coming in, but we going up on the break.
Oh, go ahead.
We right at the break. Flip said, let's get this break in. So, Miss Broughton, just want to say once again, come on back.
Don't hang up. We'll be back momentarily.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broughton from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody, settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallman.
Wally Wallman here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chin and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the...
Chew!
That's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer? Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.
And take us along with you. We are back, and you are tuned in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And I need to share with you that Barbara Rose Collins, who was formerly a Detroit City Council member, and she was a member of Congress. Right. And she has, as they say, joined the ancestors this past week. All of the arrangements have not been announced yet, but when we find out about them, we'll share that information with you.
Indeed. Trailblazer in the city.
Yeah.
Come out the Coleman Young administration. So,
right.
A lot of people that came out of there, they do good work. And that's important.
Right, yeah.
We got to honor our people that have done great things for the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can overlook some of the crazy stuff because, hey, crazy stuff happens. But the main thing is when people care about the citizens, you got to remember that. That touches your heart because that's what you want. You want leaders that care.
Right.
And that's important. And Miss Bro, we got a call because they calling in.
Yeah,
you got them riled up. Let's see who we got here. You on Feedback with Theo Broughton and Mark Cummings. Talk to us.
I guess this is me.
Woo.
Yes, you. What's your name? Hello?
What's your name, sir?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Go ahead.
Nope, I still can't hear you.
Pick up the phone and tell him we can hear him, please.
All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
I'm saying yes. Can you see me on the TV?
Can you hear?
Can you see me on the TV?
Can you hear? Hello? 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 All right. What we got here? Hello?
Mm.
All right, what we missing here?
Okay, no, I just get a little that little sound every now and then. That's all I'm getting. Okay, I'm gonna call back.
Call back.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got to get the phone thing right again. But other than that, Miss Broden, we going to have Calvin Mann on lady just pulled in.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, we're going to talk about good fathers only and encourage me I'm young. And just going to show the T-shirt right there.
Mm-hmm.
That GFO, I love that symbol right there. It's a beautiful symbol. And this is what we talking about. This is how you bring the community back with good fathers. And good fathers lead to good families, and good families lead to good people with voter education and a good voting block. And it just branches out to everything else. And
That's right.
That's what we're going to talk about
makes
the
a
next
better
time.
community.
It does, Miss Broden. We got to get back to showing the love for the fathers out here.
I agree.
You know, that's why I always say, Miss Broden, in her research, you've always pushed that family is important, along with entrepreneurship. Now, we got the call back. Flip, what am I doing? Am I doing it right here? Okay, well, let's try this one more time.
Okay, you're gonna try it one more time, huh?
Can you hear us this time?
Uh-oh. For some reason, as soon as you hit whatever button you hit, I got canceled out.
Did you?
Hit another button.
Let's see. All right.
Are you
I'm
on
not
now?
trying to cancel anybody.
No. Can you hear us now?
Say, hey, I know it's against the law to have too much fun on TV. Okay? Y'all having too much fun on that TV set.
That's it.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
that's
Please
probably
don't
what's wrong
arrest
with the
us.
electronics. You know, probably electronics back there. Y'all excited and laughing. You got them, the oscilloscope oscillating, and who knows what else happened going on back there in that control room.
Indeed,
But
indeed.
yeah, it was a good meeting that you had, Theo, and it was really great. And I just wanted to add one word to our language, and that is corporate colonialism. That's corporate colonialism, which is the slow takeover of government by big business. The slow takeover of government by big business, which is what is happening in Detroit right now in 2021. So, yeah, I can see you pushing the buttons, but every time you push a button, that's like a minute later. So that means you had already pushed it.
Tell you what, call back.
Anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. I can catch the last maybe 15, 20 seconds or whatever it is we're saying. All right, peace.
All right. Well, call us back one more time. We're going to try this one more time because I'm going to just push one button. And hopefully that's it. Miss Broden, what is going on? But we, like you said, we having fun. And we always have fun down here on Feedback.
Absolutely.
It's just a ball, and that's what it's about. But back to what we were talking about earlier with the voting piece and bringing everybody into the mold and, just...
Well, you know, I think it's a total process. And I have observed on television, on radio, in various conversations here and there, that there is no regular or routine promotion of birth control. We need to have more commercials about it, condoms, the
That's family
pills
planning.
they takes, and all. That's right. Well, Texas is busy trying to shut down all of the family, what they call planning centers.
Right.
I think they have one left, and as big as Texas is, by the time the woman gets there, that she would have had the baby or lost the baby, one or the other. But the concern is this. There used to have a class called child development in the schools. And it seems that has been eliminated, okay? And when you eliminate that, then the students don't get to know that when a baby is born, your bills go up by approximately $10,000
yearly.
$10,000. Yeah, that's the last time I checked. It'd be right. It may be higher now. And when a young couple is starting out, even sometimes those who have degrees, have not settled into their career yet, they're having financial challenges as well. While they think they're all that in a bag of chips. $10,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
No, indeed not. Well, you know, you done lit them up again, Miss Broden. The phone line bouncing off. Let's see if we can't get it right this time.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to hit this, and then I'm going to hit this.
Uh-oh.
You all, Theo Broden. Who we talking to?
Hello.
What?
Y'all can't hear me, but I can hear y'all.
What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. If
I
you're
hit
looking at us,
I hit the button.
Yes. Look at the
They
screen.
told me to hit the other button. I hit the other button this time.
I'm wrong with the phones again.
Oh, am I here?
Go ahead and talk to us. Talk to us.
Go ahead and talk anyway. Say something. Miss Broden was talking about
birth control.
Birth control. Okay.
Can you? She can hear.
Okay, because I hear somebody saying something in the background.
She was fine, then she went down in a well.
Right.
Okay, so y'all can't hear me. Okay, such a delay. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got to turn your TV down in the background.
Talk to us.
Because you can hear it.
Okay, go ahead and talk to us. Okay, it's such a delay. I had to figure out if y'all can hear me or not.
Right. No, yes,
we
can hear you.
A whole lot more money now to even have a child, to birth a child. In the hospital, it's probably, $7,000 to $10,000 now. Luckily, my grandson was born at home, so it only cost $2,500.
Ooh, $2,500 at home?
And I'm going to hang up and I holler back because I can't hear y'all. I can just see y'all.
Understood.
Talk to us, Sylvia. It's okay. We hear you. We hear you clearly, Sylvia.
You gotta turn that TV down in the back because you watching the TV and you trying to talk. Okay.
When you come.
Okay, we're gonna put that on hold then.
Right, it's a delay.
Because we got a lot going on over there.
Sylvia, there is a delay. When you come on, just share with us whatever you want to talk about. It's okay. We hear you very clearly.
Right, but you can't
and
talk
Keith,
and
we
have
hear
the TV
you
on.
very clearly. So call in and just share whatever you need to share.
Right. Turn the volume down on the TV. You can watch it, but turn it down because we hear that in the background.
Right.
But it's all love. We've been doing this a long time. Sylvia, one of our astute callers. She always got, she knows what's going on. I'm not even going to say an opinion because she come with a lot of facts. So she know what's happening.
Right.
And we got a call. It bounced off. It bounced away. So, look, folks. You're up. You know you watching 15.2 on the regular TV. Comcast Channel 90. Check in. You know, that's all.
Right.
What's going on?
Call others, encourage them.
Like I said, you see the Good Father Only T-shirts up there. Say, hey, what's that Good Father Only? I have my man Calvin Mann on soon. Talk about that. And encourage me I'm young. Because I think most of the people are familiar with the children. We talk about children right now and having children. Well, when they get here, they're going to need some encouragement.
As well as their own set of supplies. And that's what I'm talking about. And oftentimes when young people plan to have a child and when they don't plan to have a child, that expense does not go away. No. You will need your diapers and food and furniture, you know. You want to have the bed and playpen for the baby so that the baby does not accidentally fall out of your bed, your chair, your couch, and harm him or herself.
And since you brought this up, Ms. Bro, we're going to have some people down. Because, a lot of organizations give away a lot of free stuff for newborns. And we have to have some of these organizations down to speak on what you got to do to get the free stuff and free strollers and diapers and things. They help you out and get you started. But, for people who are a little higher brackets, they don't get to get the free stuff a lot of the times because usually they expect, to bring in something that states that, your income is low. But nonetheless, you got to plan. I think the biggest thing is we got to start planning families because you can't just put together a family out of nowhere and have a baby here and the guy is over there and he's not ready for one. That's a lot of problems. I think that's the main thing that's causing us the biggest problems with everything else. Because when you don't plan a family, then you can't plan your politics.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. You got to plan to vote. You got to plan to do your studies and who you want to pick. You got to plan where you want to do your business. Everything is about planning and understanding and information. So, once you understand the importance of that, then you go for it. But if you start out on a bad foot and you just kind of winging it all the time, the outcomes aren't as well.
Right, right. And then sometimes the young lady will want to have a baby thinking that if the young man has a decent job that she'll be okay because he'll either give it to her or she will go to a friend of the court so that they can take it. That's not a good setup either. Or the young man wants to get her pregnant to make sure that she's his.
Oh, boy.
And then he's sorry afterward. He said, oh, damn, that was not a good idea.
Boy, oh, boy. You mentioned the friends of the court. We had the lawyer down here, Jermaine Wyrick. It was a lawyer that deals with that. So, that's a long discussion.
Oh, yes. We can have him back or another attorney to talk about that situation. But when I don't know what gets into folk, but anyway, they just think about this. Sometimes the females say, well, I just wanted somebody to love me. Okay. Well, I think you need to start by loving yourself.
This is true.
You try with that. Because when you have a baby, and that's the only reason that you're having it, when a child gets sick, sleepy, hungry, wanting attention, him or herself, then you're like, wait now, the young lady, boy, I want somebody to love me, but not 24/7.
Right.
That's what a baby is, 24/7.
And they become young adolescents. That's 24/7.
Oh, that was that too.
So we got 2 calls in the queue again, and let's see. I'm
Okay.
gonna hit this one.
Wait, before you do that. When you come on the air, if you don't hear us, just say what you want to say anyhow. Okay.
There it is.
Try this again.
Let's try this again.
All right.
You're on the air with Feedback.
I can hear you.
Good.
She said.
Hello?
Oh, great.
Okay, I'm just going to keep talking.
Go ahead.
Survey reveals women's attitudes and behavior towards money. The economy could be in a continued downward spiral, and many black women are not prepared to comfortably survive financially. If things got worse, but that wouldn't stop them from opening their wallets to treat themselves based on recent survey from the ING Foundation. So I'm saying that to say this, you can't have a family if you are not wise enough to deal with the economics that comes along with that responsibility.
Indeed. Where did you get that article, by the
not your
way?
head, so I can know you're listening. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we
yes,
can hear you.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Now she said,
I'm waving. That means yes.
and I'm nodding my head. What's a little bubble?
Okay,
doll?
the delay. That's
The
the
little
delay.
bubble doll in the back of the car.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
Sylvia. Okay.
So,
Take the next person.
yes, and the next person is I guess they said, well, I can't hear you
Just say
either.
what you have to say. Come on. Go ahead. Put them on.
Okay. You're on feedback. Can you hear us? All right. Let's see here. This button. Okay. I don't think they can hear us.
Oh.
All right. Nonetheless.
Go ahead.
We're going to move forward because everybody got something to say. I wanted to know where that article was from because that sounded like a really good article.
Yes.
You know, because I noticed she said that, a lot of times they spend their money on themselves.
Yes, that's true.
Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to get Calvin Mann up here. I know he got a lot to say today. My goodness. So, indeed, we're going to have to bring them all together, the men, the women, the children, and we're going to literally have to rebuild a community.
Well, I think that one of the ways of rebuilding the community is to find out about the school system.
Mm-hmm.
And if they intend to, if maybe they're planning to add it back to the curriculum. Maybe there are some of the schools that have it in the curriculum. However, back in 1997, there was an intentional effort to eliminate classes from the Detroit public school system that were very beneficial to the young students.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular class was one that was eliminated. And the reason I remember it so well is because I remember purchasing the books for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an opportunity for the
now, what was the class called?
Child development.
The child development. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think like ninth grade or
okay.
I believe it was. And in some schools, they would have the students care for an egg.
Okay.
And they had to take care of this egg for a week.
I've seen
make sure
that
it didn't
before.
crack
Right,
and,
right.
and all. I guess that, works. But anyway.
It's a start.
Okay. But I do believe that when you talk about the amount of expense, not having enough money to take care of necessities. I'm not talking about taking a trip to Cancun or Disney World or wherever. I'm talking about the necessities, food, clothing, shelter. And if you don't have enough money to handle that, now you have a very stressful situation. Sometimes the parent or grandparents will put the girl out, then if they put the girl out, and then she goes to the father of the child, and, well, what are we going to do? Now, sometimes the boyfriend or father's parents or grandparents will allow the girl to move in with them. There's still a lot of stress to deal with.
Right. And
that's not good either. So,
well, sure. The stress comes from not planning. So, that's the important part. And we were talking about this on the way in. The fact that a lot of times, and they keep calling in because I'm like, we want to get you on, but we want to get it right.
Yes, if you can't hear us, just say what you have to say. Okay, try it again.
Let's try this one more time. Just hit next. Let's see.
Hit next. Okay.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear
us?
Well,
right now, if you're able to hear me, I can't hear you. So it's like when you push the button, maybe you're not talking with me.
Keep talking. Keep talking. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Ms. Broden, wave your hand if you can hear me.
It's up there.
All the hands, everything.
This is interactive
Ms. Broden,
TV.
wave your hand if you can hear me.
I am waving my hand.
You watching?
Where's your TV?
No, I don't think I'm on the air.
Yes. I'm waving my hands. I'm nodding my head.
Goodness.
What is it?
It's just one of them things today.
Flip, what is it with this phone?
Wait,
what do you push so you can talk to them actually on the phone?
I pushed the button, and he can't hear us.
It's got to be a button to
it is
push
what
where
it
you
is.
can actually put the receiver up to your ear.
Okay, if you're speaking to me, Miss Broden, the information I have is on the
hear me
City
now?
of Detroit's website.
Okay.
Residents can order contraceptive items from the health department.
Oh,
okay.
And what's happening with your phone system is when you click on, we're getting dead silence on our end.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll keep talking.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes. So we're going to have to fix that, folks.
Anyway.
Because we don't like silence.
For those of you who are tuned in, the telephone number is 868-0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. Okay.
All right. What we got?
We can hear you every time the button is pushed, but you are welcome to speak, like the gentleman who just spoke and didn't tell me his name, to share the information that you have. I was waving my hand and nodding my head, waving my hand and nodding my head to let you know that I can hear you very clearly, very, very clearly.
Well, we up on the break now, ain't we, Flip? Go ahead and take us to the break so we can get Brother Calvin Mann on his backside at the 10 o'clock hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Walnut.
Woody Woodland here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer?
Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Mpina,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
All right. It's supposed to be 60 degrees today.
Yes.
And we have a hayride organized for some grade school children. And they deserve it. They work hard, do their studies, and the principal wants to show appreciation, the fact that they are working hard. I think that right now that our guest is with us, that Mr. Mark Cummings should do the honors of introducing.
Yes, indeed. This brother here, Brother Calvin Mann, a lot of people know he's been doing great work in the community for a long time, over 20 years doing great work. Encourage me, I'm young. Folks probably familiar with the organization dealing with encouraging the children to grow up to be great adults. And of course, this brother always been out there pining for the brothers. Good fathers only. Pushing good fatherhood out there. Brother Calvin Mann, talk to the listeners and the viewers.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
Thank you for joining us. We're doing fine. Tell us, who is Calvin Mann?
Oh, Calvin Mann is the son of a gospel pioneer, Reverend Columbus Mann. My parents, Ollie Bell Mann, were both game changers, path cutters, so to speak. My dad was the first gospel artist signed by Motown, and my mom usually would, she used to help prostitutes get off the street. And in her last days, she was helping people find housing in Oakland County. And my family has always been that way, so that's who I am, that's what I know. And then God tapped that purpose button, and I got locked in. Hey, I couldn't go nowhere else. You know, and so that's basically who I am.
Okay. Now, what gave you the idea that you should focus on young men?
Well, it's young people in general. It was in, I get this story because a lot of people don't read the story that's on the website. But in 1992, I was working in an all-white daycare to discover why we was calling each other the N-word. I couldn't understand what was the difference in raising children. And one of the first things that I recognized in 1992 was there pretty much really isn't a difference. It's just the amount of communication that takes place in children in daycares and places and families. The other thing that I discovered was the education. There was an imbalance in education because most couples were educated inside of this daycare I was working in, and God gave me the words, encourage me, I'm young. And we put it on our basketball team. I was coaching at high school basketball at the time, and we put it on our basketball team with positive affirmations that the kids would select. And in 2004, I got out here and I started laying shirts with one shirt with the hopes of creating a clothing line, and started laying shirts where kids were getting killed in 2004. And in 2007, I was given the nonprofit, and we called it Encourage Me, I'm Young, Inc. And that's how we built the vision. I call myself a path cutter, and I'm continuously cutting paths instead of participating.
Okay. Now, tell us about the program that you have. Encourage Me, I'm Young.
Yes, ma'am. So Encourage Me, I'm Young is we seed in the lives of boys to the restoration of family, right? So our mentoring program, our awareness is first, our Smash Suicide campaign, Emmy National Respect Day, right? Those are the two awarenesses that we have, that we really spend a considerable amount of time making sure that we impact the community as much as possible. Our mentoring program is for boys 8 to 7. We're about to take that from 8 to 14 up to the 8th grade. And we're about to add 3 to 7 to our mentoring program, and 9th grade to 24 to our programming as we move forward in 2022. There are a number of projects that we're dropping in 2022 that is significant to the growth of the family, right? And for me, it's in the vision that God gave, it was inclusive of fathers. We have spent a considerable amount of our centuries, our days, our months, and our years not having conversation that is inclusive of fathers. And what's amazing is, for centuries we've rewarded and constantly rewarded one thing for the black family, which was a mother. And that made the burden even heavier, in my opinion. And so what we saw was a number of strategic moves, and the father is the first seed carrier. And we don't value that enough to see how important dad really truly is. And there are some statistics that go along with how super fathers really are and what they do bring to their children. But society, our culture, the differences, the brokenness, things like that, continues to push a divide. We do the work to bring everybody together.
Wow. That's big time right there, brother man. And that's the connection between the good fathers only and Encourage Me, I'm Young. And now, where can they meet? Where do you meet the children that would Encourage Me, I'm Young?
So our ME Future Leaders program has, we've impacted over 21,346 youth since 2007, right? And that's through reading, speaking, engaging, and mentoring, right? And we constantly do pushing this message, the brand, the whole nine, where even our brand, which we're getting ready to move to for-profit in January, we're moving all our clothing to for-profit to do more in the society, right, and contribute continuously to the work that we do, because it's very difficult for us, right? We knock on a lot of doors. It's very difficult to get that. So we have to take our brand to a different level to seed what we need to do the work that we have to do.
So you go into the schools?
We go into the schools. We have a program. We have a program that we just finished in Southfield. As a matter of fact, I got an appointment with their superintendent real soon, and we're just moving the needle. We go into schools. We do school programming. It's very difficult to get in DPS, as you well know, and then the charter system restructured everything, took the kids out. The environments are bad, and you need to change the environments, right? In order for a child to get an education, a child walks into an environment where they got to fight. And kids been having to fight in DPS and all these other schools since the turn of the century just to get an education. And the process is there's a huge disconnection between the parent, the school, and the teacher, and there's a lack of respect all the way across the board, from the people at the top all the way down to the bottom, right? And so you have to reconnect all of that with a different format. And so we've been teaching the Emmy way. And our way is a process that you can, we can come in. I just did a workshop. I'm teaching households and anybody that's interested in getting that Emmy way, because, 36 years of childhood success is very important. And so how did God use me to get these results? And our boys are flying.
Okay.
That's good. Now, with the project, you say you start 7-year-olds?
Yeah, we take boys 8 to 14, some 7-year-olds, but we're getting ready to move to our boys from 3 to 7. Right, because the literacy, we have a program called Reading is Life, right? And literacy is a very intricate piece. And what they discovered was a lot of research has been done over the years that the average black household does not even expound 30,000 words. That in itself will put you behind, because you don't have 30,000 words even being shared in the home. We don't story tell no more. All we teach is the struggle. And if you continue to teach the struggle, what are the kids learning? To struggle, right? And so when you have that divide like that, where we're constantly, I heard a 13-year-old say the other day, he said, what I don't understand is you're essentially helping destroy the kid when you don't allow both parents to be involved in the child's life. This is what a 13-year-old said. And we constantly play this game, and money has become our guide. So we chase money, not results. We need results. Money is a whole nother dynamic, right? But we need results, right? More than anything, because our children,
right?
Yeah, you need, if you take the statistic just on suicide, black boys 5 to 11 are number 1. The white boy is a percentage point behind in that category.
Wow. 5-year-olds commit suicide?
5 to 11.
Wow.
I mean, I've been banging this even since COVID, right? The Smash Suicide campaign, giving the gift of encouragement, right? We started that even again in September. We've been putting billboards up in the different areas to bring awareness that black boys are killing themselves, right?
I know you had one there on Wyoming and Grand River, right?
Yep, we had Wyoming, Grand River. We had 2 on 8 Mile. We're getting ready to do another one, probably coming here in January. I go to the people. I ask the people to donate, because a lot of people are not contributing. They don't like to contribute. They contribute to other things, and we're constantly giving, and culturally, this is just culturally, we're constantly giving our money to other people that do not give back to your culture. So in other words, how do you move forward when you're constantly moving backwards? You see? So when you look at the finance, you look at the money, you look at the 75%, right? And no one is exempt, right? Let's be honest. While we're constantly saying, well, okay, let's say we want to blame racism, but let's look at in 1968, 69, and 70, the black dollar in the city of Detroit was 75%. Who sold out? You see what I'm saying? All those black businesses was right here. Right. So let's look at the dynamic of what we were not doing, right? And then let's fix that. And then let's find another way. When we look at Black History Month, let's find a way to value all the things we came through and did do, versus constantly pushing the narrative about what we've been through, the hangings and the whole. Let's have a different perspective, so the kids have more than hope just to have.
Yeah, it was disappointing to me to learn that in some of the black businesses, and I know some of these people personally. One gentleman had a gas station, has 3 sons, that he was teaching the business so that it would be a family affair for years to come. Some ones came with a suitcase full of money, wanted to buy the station. He said, no, I'm teaching my sons, this is a family business.
Yes.
They left. Weeks later, they came back with a suitcase, and it had more money in it. He says, no, I'm teaching my sons, this is a family business.
Yes.
Then a few weeks after that, his station was burned down. There are some gentlemen that I met with in the towing business. This was before all of this stuff happened with the collaboration with the police and all of that. Yeah, because this was some years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And they were saying that they were being approached the same concept. And a couple of them got burned out, and some of the others just relented and said, okay, so what happens at that point, it's taken over, but they're allowed to stay there. They become employees, but the community never knows that it's no longer a black business.
Yeah, because again, Mark is an individual. right? And because Mark is an individual and we didn't secure Mark's business, right? As men, we were divided into the pimp, playing, and the processes of different things. So Mark here is an individual business. Mark know a number of people. I'm a business person. I know a number of people, right? I know to cultivate protection within my culture and my people. So now if you approach, you got a different dynamic, right? Because we must be the ones cultivating and teaching unity. And therefore, if Mark is in business, unity must protect Mark's business. Mark's supposed to have community service for everyone, right? Because we no longer can have the individual mindset. And so in that process, that's how you cultivate the we. You build people into your business and your network to help protect you. So now if Mark is approached, there are a number of us who are protecting Mark's business. That's right? And that's the dynamic that we didn't have because we were reeling through the civil rights piece. I'm free, the whole freedom and the process was we were based on individualism, and today is escalated. So our businesses, our women, our children are not protected, and our men. And so if you are at war, right? If you are at war, you can't go to war with bad troops. So what we have to do is be secure in each other, right? We have to build the unity that we seek and get out of teaching the struggle. So what we do is we teach leadership.
Okay.
Right? And in that process, those guys are understanding of what they need to do, right? Because this is a populace, this is a republic, this is America, and everyone has protection of their businesses but us. Right? And so let's do that. Let's create the type of unity where our business, but we have to also put pride in our businesses to make sure that we get it right the first time and making sure that I'm not the one that's just in this business, because we just had our business shower network Saturday at Chase.
Okay.
Right? And
Chase Bank?
Chase Bank, right?
Okay.
And so our business shower network, we help our businesses, our stuff is circulating, we help our businesses grow. If you in our circle, that's what we do. And so we hire from within our circle. And so in that process is, how do you continuously do that? You have to cultivate the vision of building
Now, real
unity.
quick, you said you got a business shop. Well, explain to me, what is this business shop? Because, I mean, Hood Research,
right,
when it comes to black entrepreneurship, they're the organization.
Well, that's good. So our business shower network, we launched just before COVID. We started out because what it was businesses were not moving. In the city of Detroit, I think it's something like 70,000, 80,000 black businesses, but they're individually owned. Right? And so individual business can't hire, but if you want some synergy, start hiring your children.
So they're more like business people, not like standalone offices or...
Well, they're individual. It's that simple, right? It's an individual business.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like a brick and mortar thing.
It could be brick and mortar. They're the only ones working it. It could be, right? And so what you're starting to see is families are starting to work. We have to protect those businesses. Families are starting to produce a number of businesses and products. We have to protect those businesses. But that in that 70,000, we're not hiring our own children. We're not hiring the culture, right? We're turned on it, right? So what we decided was, I needed support for my business. You needed support for your business. So we built this thing where now you can go from level 1 to level 5. When you get to level 5, we expect you to be hiring. And in that process is customer service training. We're constantly doing that. We're constantly helping each other's business move. We do a shower. So if your business classification is selected, everyone that's in the circle helps move that business. So you submit a list just like a regular shower, and we purchase things off that list to help your business move to the next level.
So it's based on like a baby shower type thing.
Yeah, business shower network, right? But more importantly, you got businesses thriving.
Okay.
So we got businesses thriving everywhere.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Our hair care products are being taken over, it seems to be, by Asians, and there have been a couple of funeral homes shut down that were bought out by whites. But does Chase Bank have some kind of protection for you as opposed to First Independence or Liberty?
Well, Chase just got a program that they just put out. I think it's something like $30-some billion that they're helping African American business and Latino businesses. So, and they are doing it. And as a matter of fact, they just did a whole black entrepreneur thing with Damon John, where it went all over the internet, right? The black entrepreneur. It was Black Entrepreneur Day. Chase sponsored it, the whole nine. Chase just sponsored All Things Detroit, right? Chase is putting their money where their mouth is with the new director and the people in this initiative to help African Americans and Latinos come up. So it's a good place to go in. Several people have accounts with First Independence, and we push those things as well. But that, again, we have to circulate, right? And so, in other words, if who's sponsoring what, who's doing what, we have to circulate. We just can't, say this, that, and the other. And so we don't know the people directly at First Independence, but we have some accounts in First Independence as well, and we have some accounts in several banks.
We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to have them on that Saturday call, Miss Bro.
Yeah, have to talk. Yeah, definitely. What kinds of businesses are the people in your circle?
We have an education consulting company by Angela Prince, who is a former principal at Mumford. We have Your Inspired Journey, which is a company that helps women navigate their purposes, their visions. We have, of course, Encourage Me, I'm Young, Good Fathers Only. We have media, we have clothing, we have events planning, like we have etiquette school, right, headed by Nicole Beecher. We have Damsel in Defense, headed by Rochelle, which helps women protect themselves through domestic violence and the different skills she's taken on the state to get where women can have tasers, right? Because, of course, we're not privy to the information, but everybody was talking about those rape kits. And black women all over the country, there are over 400,000 rape kits, and black women make up 85% of those unanswered rape kits.
Wow.
Right? And so culturally, between us two, right, men and women, right, we got to get it together, because we can no longer accept what's happening to women, and women can no longer accept what's happening to men, and that's how we bridge that gap and come together.
How do the listeners and the viewers get involved? What's a number, a website? Because, I mean, if they want to join or be a part of what's going on with Encourage Me, I'm Young, and Good Fathers Only.
So if you go to, for us, Encourage Me, I'm Young, we need every purchase Christmas time. So if you go to our website, you can get 30% off of all our product before we switch over to for-profit with hashtag 1225 for Christmas. Get this product on your children, get it in your home. Encourage Me, I'm Young does something to your environment. So I brag about my apparel all the time, because it's been placed in 8 countries, and we're constantly evolving and moving the needle. But you can go to emmyworld.com, EMIY world.com, right? And you can contact us there. You can go to thegoodfathersonly.com, and you can contact us there. Right there is the BSN, right? You can go to businessshowernetwork.com, right? And then there's some partnerships that we're cultivating that we'll be announcing in 2022. But more importantly, instead of one of the big things, Mark, I always tell you all the time, I'm not asking nobody for permission.
You're just getting out there, getting it done.
Let's just go, right? And because, of course, you could say, well, when you do this for free? Well, I've been doing it for free. You see what I'm saying? Because it's my people, right? And people will question you and say things, and I want to make this clear. I want to make this unequivocally clear about Calvin Mann, right? Wherever I go, my skin go. And whatever that means to you, you can take it how you want to take it. But wherever I go, my skin go. And I'm going where God wants me to go. He never placed a limit on my vision.
Yes, sir.
Only man has placed a limit on vision. I don't have no limitations. And so I'm grateful that God used me to do the work and the seed and do the vision and the things that we do. And, I have books on Amazon. My children's book is on Amazon. And I also just dropped a journal for boys and youth that we're going to get here to pushing. We just been in the middle of this Smash Suicide campaign gifts of encouragement. Been trying to get 10,000 gifts of encouragement in the hands of families and children, and so we're just growing.
And you got a chapter in Atlanta.
Got a chapter in Atlanta. We just set up an address in Alabama, so we got a 10-city plan.
Okay.
And again, we just gonna go ahead and do the work.
Okay, well, hit online. For the people who don't do the online, is there a phone number though?
Yes, it's 313-638-EMMY. 313-638-3649.
Okay, say that again, please.
313-638-3649.
All right, I'm so glad we got you down here. We got 4 minutes, Miss Broughton.
Well, one last question for the older of the set of young men that you are tutoring. Do you have like projects they do? Do they, like in the spring, do they do, I don't know, leaf raking or grass cutting, or in the winter snow blow? What do they do?
So we keep the boys 14 weeks. We do 2 cohorts, 14 weeks. Our boys have to do community service. This Saturday, our boys will be do community service at Detroit Impact. Our boys do community service in the community. Every spring, we do our pancake breakfast. Our boys serve the community from cooking, cleaning, presenting, doing all the work to the people where they see boys actually in work. Right. We use fathers as our mentors because it takes 12 mentors to equal one father. Fathers are very, very powerful, and I'll leave you on this note because he said we got 1 second. Yeah. When a child has a father, I want everybody to listen to this statistic because we've missed this. This is a very valuable statistic.
Go ahead.
I am. It's a very valuable statistic. When a child has a father from birth to 9, the child lives longer. When a father is involved, infant mortality is reduced tremendously.
Mm-hmm. And when a child has a black male teacher, they do well as
yes, ma'am.
Indeed. Well, shut it down, Miss B. It's been a great show, everybody. Yes. Thanks for all the callers. And as you say, Miss Broughton, you do better when you know better.
Absolutely. And as I always say, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you. Encourage you to share with us, as a gentleman did who called earlier, and our guest did with us here today. And that is to help us all make better informed decisions.
Well, Flip, baby, it's been a great show. Calvin Mann, encourage me, I'm young, good fathers only. Theo Broughton, Hood Research, the Feedback Show. We do this every Monday, folks, from 9 a.m. to 10:30, getting it done. A lot of love, HPR. Love you, Flip. Tim, glad that you're back, brother. Sister Renee out there, Renee's Faith. Brother R.J. Watkins, WHPR TV 33. We thank you all.
And follow Hood Research on Twitter.
Indeed.
Feedback. 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 Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am the BD Impinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
Yana Afichu Bichao. Flora Kiwang, Cameroon.
Maklit Shunga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh. Dennis Kerr, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
They give you what you need for the future.